everyone, I'm Max, and today we'll be looking at my first game, Deck Card Royale. I'll give you a short explanation on how to play, as well as some useful strategy to bring into your games. Now, this game's deceptively simple. Getting a hang of these rules takes no time at all, but learning how to take advantage of them completely might not be obvious at first, so let's jump right into it. Alright everyone, the game is a primary deck, including all the single-sided logo cards and the double-sided trap cards. There's also 18 double-sided pink health cards. Every player starts with 3 of those, on the table for everyone else at the table to see. After you hand out all the health cards, make sure the primary deck is shuffled and deal 4 to each player. Primary cards are your means of attack, defense, and action, so these are all kept in your hand hidden. Once everyone's stacked, you can begin taking turns. During a turn, you must play from your hand, or draw a new card from the top of the primary deck, no matter what it is. If you can't do one thing, you must do the other, even if the top of the deck might not have something favorable. Now, when you're playing cards, sometimes it requires a combination, such as combining 2 attack cards, or an attack and an explode. That still counts as one action, because the cards require each other in order for the action to be performed. When a player runs out of health cards, they're out of the game. 2 cards in their hand are taken by the eliminator, and the rest are discarded. If more than one player gets eliminated at the same time, only 1 card is rewarded per elimination. If it's by a trap, all cards are discarded. Now for the main attraction, the cards. There's 9 different types, and each of them can be combined and played in many different ways. Action cards are the most common card in the deck, and the base to most combinations in the game that allow you to deal damage to other players, as well as dodge traps. Now, you can combine action with an explode card or a siphon card to get their mentioned effects. But you can also combine 2 action cards to quickly deal damage to a player of choice. The siphon card must be played with an action, and it allows you to damage a player of choice. If the attack isn't blocked by armor, you get to take health from that player. But if you already have your full 3 health cards, the player still takes the damage. The explode card must be played with an action card, and it allows you to deal damage to a player of choice. Not only that, you can immediately deal damage to a player adjacent to your first hit. If you're the only other player at the table, you need to tank that damage. Duality does not require a combination to be played. However, both parties attacking and defending need to take damage. But that doesn't mean the attacking party can't defend from their own attack. The steal card is played alone. It allows you to take a random card from your target. The recovery card is one of the rarer cards in the deck. You can save them up and play both of them together to regain a health card. The armor card is a passive card in your hand. When you're hit, you get to play that card on the table and dodge taking a hit. This can be used in all kinds of tactical ways. The double-sided trap card acts as a hazard in the main deck. When drawn, it must be immediately combined with an action card to discard it. Otherwise, a player absorbs damage to discard. Keep in mind the armor can block the trap card just like any other attack. It can also be mentioned that if this comes up in the initial draw of 4 cards for each player, just put it in the bottom of the deck and draw again. It's not something that's meant to be picked up in the early game and kept in your hand. It's purely reactionary. The combo card is played alone. After you play it, you get to perform twice as many moves as you usually would. That includes drawing and playing cards and card combos. Alright, now that we've gone through all the card types, it's time I show you a couple of strategies I use when playing. With a bit of smart setup, trap cards can be used against other players. Remember, if you can't play a card in your turn, you must draw from the deck. It's a good way to see what a more conservative hand is holding, and make them an easier target for later on in the game. It's always a good idea to watch other players' hands before using a steal card. Who knows, you might get something that changes the game. The duality card isn't just a last resort. If you're saving better cards for just the right moment, it can be a good option. Alright everyone, that'll do. I'm really excited to finally be able to share decked card Royale with the world. It's my first project. It's not going to be perfect, but I really do hope it's something that everyone can enjoy. I'm completely open to any comments, criticisms, questions. My social media is in the description. You can actually purchase the deck card Royale off of thegamecrafter.com, and my Instagram's down there as well. So I'm very happy to finally be able to say I put out a board game. This is the first of many projects though. I have a lot more planned, and I'm on a total creative high right now. I'm so excited for the future, and I really hope that you guys are along for the ride. Thank you so much.